cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Lock in our hotline, give us a call or a text. It's an offline number, 813-750-0550. That's our Consumer Advocate hotline. Give us a call or a text. We'd love to connect with our listeners, our viewers out there, and put you in touch with our 50-plus show partners, 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice delivered to you daily right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Giving a shout-out to Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you need your house cleaned, your office cleaned, reach out to Jade and her team. They do a great job. It's a family-run business. She runs it with her daughters. It's a woman-owned business as well, and it's also COVID-19 certified for infection prevention and control. Reach out to Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning and make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for $15 off your first cleaning with Jade's. And every day we're going to tell you about a couple of hot properties as well. We got 1010 Bay Esplanade just listed. This is a beautiful property on Clearwater Beach. It's on the north side of the beach, walking distance to the water. And it's just a gorgeous opportunity. You're living amongst millionaires here for around an $800,000 purchase price at 1010 Bay Esplanade, Clearwater Beach, Florida. One of the hottest beaches in all of Tampa Bay. And it's the best place in the country to live, work, and play. That is Tampa Bay. All right, let's jump right into it. We've got Lisa Walls back in studio, The Ghost Publishing. Welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. So we've been doing kind of an ongoing series. We've had Eli on the show and yourself, your husband was on the show as well. And we're talking about, how people can write their own book, bring those thoughts out of their mind and put them on paper and establish that legacy that's going to live forever.
It's a powerful opportunity for people to have that platform that they need, that they may not have considered seriously before, but now's a great time to do that. Yeah,
absolutely. It gives you an opportunity to, from a business perspective also. I love the business play. We're finishing up our third book right now, and it's going to be awesome. We're so excited about that and delivering updates to the market, updates in marketing and strategy that we're employing with our Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams.
And it's always changing, right? So you need to stay up to date. You need to keep your audience informed. It's a very transitory time right now in terms of processes and things changing. They need to hear fresh voices and new ways of doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is kind of a new normal now going forward. It seems like Zoom is coming into play. The commercial real estate market, I believe, is going to take a hit, especially in retail and also office. People are saying, hey, I don't need 10,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet. I can get away with having my sales reps. So how's the new normal going to be affecting what you're doing?
Well, for anybody who creates content that they're putting out for media, whether it's marketing or they're writing an actual full-length book or just trying to create an ebook, there are a few things that have completely shifted. I know we're now looking at about 2 months here after the peak of COVID, and we've gotten used to our new way of being a little bit, but it has translated to how we work differently. Right. I think it's universal across pretty much every profession, but I think the first thing that's happening with writers, and as we conceptualize what we want to write and the books we want to create, we're all getting a lot more minimalistic, right? Focusing and narrowing in on what's really important. What is the message that is most important right now?
Yeah.
Just like during COVID, a lot of people were cleaning house and going through and saying, I need a home that really works for my family. We need to redo our kitchen. It's not working. We need a new home. People are relocating from up north by the thousands at this point because they want a new place to live because home is so important. And I think people got that message. So are the messages you put out because there are a few that are really heard, that really generate traction. You need all of them to be pinpointed, really narrow in their focus, and because you're speaking into the future, you're speaking into your community, and you have a choice. You can be positive and uplifting and encouraging and powerful, or you can complain. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are changing the rhetoric because they're choosing to feed something better and feed something more positive.
Well, it's right on. And we're talking with Lisa Waltz here, the Ghost Publishing. And it says in the Bible as well, call forth those things that be not as though they were. So if you're going to complain and whine and bitch and moan, nobody wants to hear it in the first place. It's okay, so let's flip it. Let's do the opposite. Let's call forth those things that we want to have into our life. And so I love that positive message that you have.
Yeah, and for the life of a writer, it may mean getting rid of a lot of the stuff that you used to write, the way you used to write, the way you used to focus on writing, because it used to, we've got to kind of build a bridge with the community that reads this. And, we've got to show the common experience, the common pain. Well, we've all lived a common experience. There is commonality. I think those bridges are just inherently there. Now we can just move forward being better and seeking, a more disciplined life, a more meaningful life, one that spends more time with family and friends and focuses on what's really important and is much more positive that way.
Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about focus, you want to focus on the one thing. Gary Keller wrote his New York Times bestseller, The One Thing. Like, what is next? Like in the beginning of your real estate career, it might be this thing, but as you progress and you're building a team, maybe your next one thing is recruiting. So I think that can translate into everyone's lives. And so focusing, and then as you mentioned before, there's riches in the niches. So if you become the absolute best at a specific niche, I know there's one guy that started a podcast years ago, and it was about sleeping. I think it was called Sleep With Me. But he got really good at helping people go to sleep, like fall asleep. And so what a weird niche, but it worked for him. And I think he's got thousands of followers now.
And those are the kinds of, that's the kind of messaging that's actually, generating the most interest and becoming the most monetizable. Yeah. Because people are doing their searches in YouTube based on their need. And if they need to fall asleep, they're going to find that guy. And that guy's channel is going to be much more monetizable because he's focused and he's narrowed in. The One Thing is a great example of what our current media needs are. It in and of itself as a book is very focused, but it teaches you how to focus. And that's really what we're looking for. It's not just minimalizing your space, but minimalizing the scattered thoughts in your mind and their scattered focus. Just really honing in. So for most writers, we need to get rid of the old books, the old research. I mean, obviously you want to keep your Stephen Coveys, you want to keep Who Moved My Cheese because that's still relevant today.
Right.
But other than that, you really need to be looking at the new information that's coming out that really speaks to this generation and what our needs are. And The One Thing is a great example of that.
That's a great point that you brought up is a lot of the books, a lot of the old stuff is kind of old, watered down, grainy, just leave it behind. One of the best examples to me was when I learned and I teach negotiation, and I love that whole subject of negotiation and the linguistic, challenges that you have with all types of different counterparts in your life. Could be family, could be business, but we're often negotiating, right? But when I read Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference, and we had the pleasure of interviewing him on this show, he really, that's one of the big things that he does is he dispels the myth of the intellectual Harvard type of this is the best way to negotiate, and it was the old way. It was the old challenging way. Getting to yes was one of the books that the Harvard professor wrote. But his book was real. It was raw. It was from the FBI with literally hands-on, hand-to-hand dealing with hostages or dealing with bank robbers, etc. So this negotiation strategy from him had to work. And it was real life applicable versus the Harvard way, and the intellectual way was more theoretic. And this is the way that you want to. I'm trying to remember the exact point that he made, but it was something to the effect of, separate the person from the problem. Is what they would say. Separate the person from the problem. Well, how can you separate the person from the problem when the person is the problem?
Right.
Makes no sense.
But his was based on fresh research.
Yes.
That's really relevant, and it's the only relevant thing at this point because we have a changing media landscape that's not just changing how people communicate with each other, it's changing how people learn to communicate as they develop those skills. One of the best resources a writer has is the young people in their lives.
Yeah.
Right? Just bringing in those opinions, because if you have a child who's 10, that child has opinions already.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they're being taught through new media how to hone those opinions and express those opinions. There's a show right now it's a Barbie show geared to girls that are probably 8 to 10, and Barbie does a vlog. And it's teaching girls how to vlog.
Yep.
And it's actually not a terrible show. It's teaching them some really solid communication skills based on positive expression and just being encouraging. And it's not terrible. It's actually certainly an influence, if nothing else.
Right.
So the kids around us have opinions. They're actually very socially aware. They're very media aware. And if we are looking for ways to freshly look at old problems, we could learn something by turning to some of the younger people in our lives and just asking what they think based on the paradigm that they're experiencing.
Yeah, it's interesting, Lisa. We're talking with Lisa Walls here, thegostpublishing.com, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. But it's interesting, too, there's a Toby Keith song that says something to the effect of kids on the YouTube learning how to be cool.
Yes.
Living in a mean, cruel world pays to be a mean girl, or something like that. But it's interesting, like you said, where the technology's leading us, where the information's coming from. YouTube's the number 2 search engine in the world.
Yes. And for people who have been blogging or creating content, they need to start vlogging. It needs to be about the video content, the faster delivery. We were talking earlier about how important it is to be at the ready to turn your book into a movie.
Yeah.
That's critical.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people out there who consider writing a book. Maybe they need to consider writing a screenplay.
Yeah.
Because it should probably be media ready. If you want it into the audience hands fast enough, that could be an important transition for you to consider. And that's something we can help with because, of course, our job is to support people who want to get their content out into the hands of the audience they need it to be in the hands of.
Tomorrow's show, Captain Will Smith's going to be on, and we're talking about his book that Eli helped him write. I think he did both of them, Ditches to Riches and Falling from the Sky. But we're turning that into a movie, and it's interesting to see how that's very, it plays into helping us get a fresh jump start on the movie. So it's pretty neat. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited about that. And so final thoughts, like message to our listeners, our viewers out there, if they've ever thought about writing a book, potentially, of course, thegostpublishing.com is the place to find information for Eli and Lisa and the whole team. But what would be your final thought here to maybe talk to them about, hey, you have a book inside you?
Well, look, for us as working writers, it's all about finding our community. We've got to be operating with people who understand the life of a writer, the demands of a writer, how to create a profession from writing and how to make it your profession. You've got to find your tribe. So at The Ghost Publishing, we're working on creating a tribe for writers, but also entrepreneurs who know that writing needs to be a vehicle to further their success. So find your tribe. We can help with that. But the more we can build community, the more we can learn from each other. We're so powerful individually with our unique thoughts and creativity, but how much more powerful are we together?
Yeah, I love that. And by the way, you talked about a vlog earlier. Those videos that you're doing can easily be transcribed and then edited and turned into some kind of content where you're writing, you're posting on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Could lead to a lot of things as well.
Yeah, and for people who don't have time to do that, we can help with that.
Awesome. All right, Lisa, always a pleasure. Say hello to Eli and the team. And thegostpublishing.com is where you can find Lisa Walls and her team. And they're doing a great job. They're writing, again, our 3rd book is coming out soon, so we're real excited about that. I think we settled on the title, Quarterbacking Success.
I think it's a fantastic title.
I'm interested in that, and then it's going to be something about, the playbook to real estate success or riches or something along those lines. So we're still kind of in the works there, but real excited about it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Very excited.
Thanks again. All right. When we come back, we're going to have Manny Febre in studio here. Febre Frameworks is our official real estate photographer. They do drone, where he brought in a lot of information today about flying drones, the legalities behind it, and also the different airspace that you're going to be in. So kind of a cool, interesting interview there coming up with Manny Febre. And also David Ringo, 3D Solar. He's going to be back on the show. You've heard David in previous shows as well. It's going to be a great show here. Stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Giving a shout out to our friends over at Golf Cart Depot and AKA Discovery Golf Carts. They do a great job. And what they're doing right now with the whole COVID-19, the Chinese virus, they're bringing the golf carts to you. So if you're working or you're a busy schedule, you're maybe a single parent, and you say, hey, I might want to buy a golf cart. Talk to Golf Cart Depot. They'll deliver it directly to you where you can test drive it at your home, your office, the park. And Golf Cart Depot, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and I love getting out in my golf cart and enjoying the neighborhood and riding around with the dogs and all that good stuff. So Golf Cart Depot, they've got the Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, and remanufactured as well as pre-owned. So reach out to Golf Cart Depot. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. A couple of hot listings here. Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Newport Richey. This is on the river with bay access. Beautiful property right here. It's over 4,100 square feet as well. And you can see all the beautiful photography and drone photography compliments of Febre frameworks on our website at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got Manny Febre back in the house. How you doing, Manny?
Pretty good, Brandon. Not too bad, man.
Good to see you, bud. How's things going? You staying busy out there?
Yeah, man. We just expanded out to Naples and Miami, so I'm kind of excited because I get to go to Miami and do some sales meetings,
nice.
some South Beach. So I'm pretty excited about that. And
That's
Naples
cool.
is a really nice area too. Marco Island out there. I mean, it's going to be fun seeing some of these houses out here.
Yeah, we just did a nice little family vacay down to Marco Island, and
Yeah.
it's close enough to my hometown, so we went and visited my grandma down there, Granny Evelyn. And
Yeah.
So state of Florida is just awesome. Best place to be. Real estate market's hot. Inventory's low. We've seen record lows in inventory.
Yeah.
People are moving down, so the real estate business has got to be booming, and you guys are doing a lot of photography, a lot of drone shots.
Yeah, it looks like overall, and I know you see this all day, Brandon. It looks like there's a combination with the inventory being low that a lot of people are kind of going to new home builds, because it's like there isn't a lot out there, and when there is, I mean, you're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe like sometimes 28 offers on different houses just to get something. So
yeah,
I mean, now it used to be a given where sellers would pay closing costs, but now it's getting a little tougher to get the closing costs.
It's all negotiable. It just depends on days on market.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if it's a nice single family 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square foot home in the neighborhood, you're going to get multiple offers within minutes, and we've seen it. We've navigated that. We help our buyers win in those negotiations as well, because there's some pretty cool tricks of the trade that we're not going to say on air that we can tell you that we do that helps us win. And I think it really comes down to the team that you're working with also when it comes to getting your offer accepted. But going back to your previous point, people are buying vacant land. I've got about 18 different vacant land parcels. Just listed another one yesterday. So if you're buying vacant land, you're looking for land, I would love to talk to you. We've got, again, 15 to 18 different lots and land available, 84 acres. I've got 40 acres, Pinellas County, Hillsborough, Pasco, lots of land available. But, it's kind of bittersweet, but we're gaining a neighbor at our house.
Yeah.
But we've got, we had an empty lot next to us for a long time.
Yeah.
And it looks like that lot sold finally. lot
the
3.
neighborhood's going to be looking pretty full now. You know?
Yeah,
I think
somebody's
that
going to be building there and building their dream home.
The only thing that's going to be bad is the hammers and all the noise that's going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, it's going to bring the value of that whole neighborhood up just because we're going to have 2 more houses over there. So that's a great thing. To switch to another thing, Brandon, I wanted to go ahead and kind of push this Matterport because I'm starting to notice that right now between most of the people that are actually going out there looking for homes on Zillow or whatnot, they're actually liking that 3D immersive kind of feel with all the Matterports because now you're getting, now it's the new norm. Like back then, it used to be, okay, let's do the pictures. The pictures used to show the property pretty well.
Yep.
And then we started adding the drone photography, as you know, for waterfront properties and all that kind of stuff. It really brings it out. But now it just seems that it's actually about 92% of prospective buyers are looking for these 3D immersive tours because now they actually want to get an actual feel for the home, whereas the photos, you get a great feel, but can you look around, look at the ceiling, look at the floors, look at all the appliances up and close? And honestly, a lot of the insurance companies, they're starting to use this technology because now they can actually inspect a lot more within the house. Yeah. It's almost a progressive thing. So let's say they take a Matterport and do a 3D tour of it a year ago, and now they do it again. They can actually see the difference between the home with, being able to walk through the entire home. So this has become the new norm, whereas before it used to be a luxury for bigger homes.
But what it also does, too, by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Manny Febre for Febre Frameworks here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Brandon Rhymes. What it also does, it allows people to have, it's all about lifestyle, right? So instead of having to drag the family around, look at all these houses, you're able to eliminate some. Oh, there's a step down or a change in floor levels. People don't like that. They don't want to step up into the master or step down into the living room anymore. So that might eliminate. Or, if it's not a split bedroom, if there's the master right next to another bedroom, they don't want that. They want split. So they can do these Matterport and look at the volume of the ceiling. They can look at the different layouts and determine if it's going to work for them or not. Maybe they have dogs. They don't like the way the backyard's laid out, etc. And it eliminates a lot of hassle, a lot of time, and especially due to COVID-19, of course, people looking for less exposure. Yeah, it was. And just like anything, everybody wants to save money. So just like when we came into the real estate photography market and we were saving people money on the photos, the drone photos, because they're pretty up there as far as the pricing. I mean, we're talking about close to, $200 to $300 for just photos, and then another like $200 or $300 for drone photos. So we're always trying to save. I had some quotes. Sorry to interject here, but it's relevant. I had some quotes from a real estate photographer back in the day, like 5 years ago. Because we've been working together 4 years or so. But back in the day, I couldn't believe what he was at. It was like $1,800, $2,200. I'm like, dude, that's almost all my commission. I know. And you're going to charge me that for the real estate photography? Yeah, but we got to edit it, and it's going to take this, it's going to take that. Okay, well, hey. And then you guys come along with a really awesome price and a value add with the drones. And just blew it out of the water. Yeah, the biggest thing is we want to add value to businesses, and that goes for the new shift that we're doing for our new division. Because right now we're doing the photogrammetry, and what that exactly is it's progressive photos, 3D mapping of construction sites. Not only that, we can see how much in a stockpile what the exact volume is, because a lot of times with these contractors, they'll go out there, and I'm not putting anybody down as far as what they do for work, but to be exact on seeing like dirt or material and to be able to know how much came out of there every day, the drone mapping actually does that. Wow. So it brings a lot of opportunity. And not only that, what I wanted to share with you guys as far as the inspections, so we got a 4-lane highway, a manual inspection for a 4-lane highway. Let's save this for the next side. We're going to come back, Manny Febre here as well. Save that, tee that up again. So we're going to talk about how it can benefit contractors and I've seen them even working on high-rise buildings, looking at problems with faults with buildings. For structures. So Manny's going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the real estate side, but also the contracting side, the applications of that when we come back right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, David Ringo, 3D Solar, going to be calling into the show and giving us an update on things happening in the solar profession here in Tampa Bay. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
And Johnny, if you can still hear me, we do have Ringo on hold. Brandon, if you can hear me. We got Ringo on hold. Let me know when we're ready to proceed.
Quick here.
Say it again.
David, let me say hello to you real quick here, buddy.
How's it going, man?
Hey, doing great. Doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic.
Cool, man. Yeah, we should
I
catch
hear you got
up.
a drone. Is this a drone
and
guy
grab
that you have
coffee
on
or
the
something sometime. We've got some new partners to introduce you to that I think could be synergistic relationships. And, just kind of catch up, man.
Perfect. And I hear that, is this a drone guy that is on right ahead of me, too? Is that?
That's right. Yep. We've got the drone guy on. Yep.
Man, I need to talk to him, man.
He said he needs to talk to you.
I know. I've been wanting to
David,
talk to him.
You guys need to definitely make a phone call happen. And
I called him and we left a message on him. Oh, no, his voicemail was full.
Voicemail was full. David Ringo, 3D Solar.
Yeah, you gave me his number.
Okay. Yeah, you guys should connect because they're going to fly the drone up there and help you get a look at the pictures and all that good stuff. But
man, I would pay for that right now. We've got and I think he was talking about, and I don't want to take the whole, I mean, tell me when I need to stop talking, but we have new construction homes that we can't design and get approved for funding and all that stuff because it's not on any map, Google thing, anything. So it would be a huge help for us to get something like that. So he's definitely somebody that would help us out.
New construction homes, he said that he's got to try to map. Okay, cool. We're running super behind schedule here, so we're gonna get rolling. Our producer is also pulling up your.
You're good. He got some graphics.
Some graphics.
His company's having some success, and he's got a new app out there.
Okay. And then hopefully next week we can have it up here so I can see.
What's that app about, David?
What's that app about?
It's mostly referrals. Like if you're one of my clients, you can go in there. If you have new referrals, you can literally go from your contact list and just push them right over into this referral database. And it loads right up into this thing and goes into our database as a referral, and it goes to the person that you're associated with in the sales. So the sales rep that is associated. It's really cool. So
Manny, I'm going to come back to you, Manny. Okay. Let's finish up that thought that we were teasing before the break because we were running out of time.
With the whole drone mapping.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go back to David. David's going to have, that segment, and then David, if you want to hang on. We've got back-to-back segments here coming up, so that way you and Manny could both be on the show too.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll be able to hear them if you have those on.
Yeah, I forgot about it. I kind of jumped in, and I was like, "Oh man, we're live."
We can go.
All right, here we go.
Alrighty,
Jose.
everyone, please stand by.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Giving a shout out to the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's the Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island, Florida. Awesome hotel on the beach. 90% of the rooms have a beach view, and that's very hard to come by. Great opportunity to get out, enjoy the beach, bring the family, bring everybody over to the Bilmar Beach Resort. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Got 2 pools on site. Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, and a great staff. Clyde Smith, the general manager, runs a first-class operation over there. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. The Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we've got a hot property listing, 8001 U.S. Highway 301. Now, this is out in Riverview, East Hillsborough County. It's formerly known as the Riverview Sandwich Shop at 8001 U.S. Highway 301. South in Riverview. Great opportunity to own a building, actually 2 buildings for the price of one right here in Tampa Bay. The property is prime, ready to go, owners motivated, and we're getting some inquiries on that already. So 8001 US Highway 301 out in Riverview. A great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also 520 George Street South. This one's on Tarpon Springs. Waterfront property, wide open water views of Lake Tarpon, which is over 2,500 acres of the best Florida lifestyle living, lakefront living right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we're going to have David Ringo joining us here momentarily, 3D Solar, a longtime friend of the program. I want to go back to Manny Febre. Manny Febre Frameworks here on the show. We were talking about some of the different applications of the drones, and you're using them for construction and also high rises.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, Brandon, when it comes to our business is we're always trying to save money and add value to other businesses.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is on a survey, they found out of 29 states using this drone technology, it was saving them a tremendous amount of money. And let's just go to like a basic example. In Michigan DOT comparison, they had a 4-lane divided highway and they had a manual inspection, which is what is done today. All right, you got a 2-person crew, heavy equipment, 8 hours, $4,600.
Wow.
Look at the drone inspection. 2-person crew, 1 drone, 1 hour, $1,200. A savings of 74%. Now that's something that's going to save not only the DOT a tremendous amount of money, but also all the subs that work with the DOT. So it's actually revolutionary. And honestly, about 34 states DOTs are already using this technology. Florida is one of the ones that aren't using them. So we're trying to catch the wave before it gets too big.
Man, that's interesting, Manny. Now David Ringo is joining us here, 3D Solar. Hey, David.
How's it going, man?
Doing good, my friend. Now, there are some applications in the solar business that you were just mentioning kind of between segments there. Tell us about that for drones.
Yes, there's a couple different applications. One would be pre-install, and one would be what we would consider post-install. So there's, when we put together a system and design a system, it requires an updated image of an aerial image of the house and the layout and so on. And in the past, we've not had problems finding something either on Near Maps or Bing, Google Earth even, and finding that. But lately, with the construction that is booming in Florida, I just don't know if they're not able to keep up with it. But even the property appraisers don't have accurate pictures of the aerial, which is what we need. So there's times that, listen, man, I need to hook up with this guy here.
Yeah.
So we could use some of his services because we can't even move forward. It's a struggle at times just to get to permitting because we don't have a good aerial photo. And if he's taking good aerial photos, which a drone does, and I mean, we have 3 of them, but the sad part is I'm the one that is allowed to do so. So I just can't get out that often. So to have somebody that we could do that for us, I'm in. I would definitely need to talk to him. And then even afterwards, obviously the secondary, thing is customer, showing them the installation afterwards and so on. And I do that when it's close and local and stuff. But, I would love to have it to where we could show videos and pictures of an install for a customer because they love seeing what's on their house because most homeowners can't get up. And if it's a 2-story, they certainly aren't going to get up on that roof.
Yeah,
right. So we like to show them.
Yeah, not only that, David, it also will point out the hottest part of the roof, so it gives you an idea of what the best area to put the solar panels up as well. And we print out an actual report for a solar install, so it also gives you a lot of benefits on that and the 3D mapping. So, like you said, Google Earth, Google, all these different types of platforms don't actually have the up to date, and we can go out there and get the up to date. Not only that, you get the pictures, the video, and the 3D mapping for inspection when it comes to seeing what the best the best way to install the solar panels are. So I definitely need to get with you.
Absolutely.
But the problem is your voicemail is packed because I know you're a busy guy, man.
Yeah, it sometimes fills up in a day. It's insane. Like I'll be like we're doing this now. I'll have a couple of voicemails, probably go to the phone and so on. But it's crazy. It does fill up quick.
Yeah, solar.
But it's crazy. We're growing fast. But I'm telling you, if we could keep up with these images, we can do more work. It's just crazy. Are you Are you seeing just so much new construction? Are you struggling keeping up with demand on new construction and so on?
So no, right now we got the right amount of staff, but definitely if we were like in Phoenix, Arizona, where solar is proficient throughout the entire, all the neighborhoods and houses have solar over there. And now that you're in Florida, I just feel like Florida is going to get pretty similar to Phoenix, where you're probably going to be like, man, how am I supposed to keep up with this work? Because I think it's already happening. But, that's a great thing because there's so much expansion within your business and also my business to help you out and see if I can bring some more value.
I love it. Yeah, let's talk offline here soon. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the idea behind the show, is not only as a consumer advocate for consumers, we're business owners making connections through the show. It's a way that we've assembled over 50 show partners, expert contributors for their specific category of expertise, and we've been on air for 7 years now, so we're real proud of that. We got a great team here, and for our listeners out there, if you're looking to engage, we would love to talk to you on the hotline at either one of these companies or any of our 50-plus partners. Just reach out. 813-750-0550 is our consumer advocate hotline, and consumerqb.com is where you can find us online. 750-0550, that's a Tampa number, and you also have consumerqb.com. So, yeah, there's a lot of construction going on. There's low inventory out there. David, are we moving forward in terms of number of households? And I know that we're kind of creeping up in terms of percentages, but it feels like we need to get more people on solar and off of that power pig, so to speak, with the power companies, right?
I couldn't agree more, obviously. I'm a little biased, but yes, I agree with you 100%. But no, so I've been watching the trends for years, and I can just remember when there was just like two of us at a home show, and there wasn't a whole lot of competition because, there weren't a lot of people coming in there looking for solar. This is back in the day, 2010-ish, I'm guessing, 12, somewhere in that area. And, solar just wasn't viable then, and now it's starting to get extremely... it just totally makes sense. The numbers are there. So what's happened is the financing and so on has really gotten it's advanced to where it's helpful now. And the pricing for solar has come down. And another thing that's helped is the cost of electricity hasn't gone down. It continues to go up. Just, even if it's marginally at 3, 4, 5% annually. You don't think that's very much, but in 10 years, you take 5% times 10, man, it goes up 50%. You're paying $200 now, and in 10 years, you're paying $300. So, yes, I think there's a lot of factors that are making us, the state grow. But I will say this: there's two things that I want to throw out there for numbers' sakes. But now Florida is just now breaking 2% electricity from solar. So roughly 2% of all the homes have solar on them now, which is it's insanely low. And you guys mentioned Phoenix. Somebody mentioned Phoenix and Arizona a minute ago. But what's amazing is in the next 5 years, Florida is supposed to be the third highest solar installations in the country, second, only behind California and Texas. So Florida's in the top three. It's going to pass Phoenix in the next 5 years, Phoenix, Arizona. And it's going to be one of the top three states. So it is going to get absolutely ludicrous here. It's going to be, if you think there's a lot of ads and activity around solar now, just give it time because it's only going to get more, it's going to get more congested here in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things happening around the state and around some of the different legislation. There's so many changes happening. I think people they don't really understand exactly what is happening when it comes to different changes. And we have attorneys on the show that come in and they talk about the rules and the changes in the laws. But we got a great lineup for you here today. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Manny Febre. We got David Ringo on the show as well, 3D Solar, Febre Frameworks, talking about drone photography, aerial photography, and other types of photography as well. They've expanded into the other areas as well. Also, we have a feel-good story of the day. Interesting story here. A man is rewarded with $1,000 after his $13 act of kindness, like we always talk about here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's up to us to create those random acts of kindness and be a force for good in the community and kind of fight the good fight is what I say a lot as well. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, Knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back, giving a shout out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. My good friends over at Brothers Easy Moving. They did a great job with my family's move, and you can trust them for your family's move. Local or long distance, reach out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we got some hot property listings here in Tampa Bay. Lots of vacant land, also some beautiful single-family homes available for sale right here in Tampa Bay. We've got 422 Wildwood Way. This property is in Pinellas County in Bel Air. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. You're very close to championship-level golf courses, the beautiful beaches, of course, and it's a 2-story home, completely repainted, brand new roof. 422 Wildwood Way in Tampa Bay over in Bel Air. Great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Also, 5510 South Elkins. This is a vacant lot. It's an opportunity to build. Again, we're talking a lot about the growth in construction right now. People are choosing, hey, rather than buy a pre-owned home, they're saying, hey, let's build brand new. Yeah, it might take 6-8 months or more, but you're going to build it exactly how you want with all the latest trends in technology and the different green aspects that you can build and just make it your own. 5510 South Elkins is our vacant lot listing in Ballast Point, South Tampa. You can check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so a man in San Antonio turned $13 into $1,000 after he helped an elderly woman who didn't have enough money in a Walmart checkout line. Delmeretta Stipp, 75, says she remembers hearing people groaning when you're at the checkout line. I started digging, and the more I dug, the worse I felt. And all of a sudden, the clerk next to the lady that was taking care of me said, hold on, it looks like someone wants to pay. And I said, no. And then this guy, I don't even know where he came from, said, I want to pay. The kind stranger was Robert Navarro, 36-year-old security guard, and Stipp was so grateful that she called the local news station to tell them about the Navarro's good deed. The news station planned a reunion for the two strangers outside Stipp's home. Navarro was told that he was there for a thank you card and some coffee, and Ryan Wolf of Fox in San Antonio had bigger plans. He said, you made a difference in her life, not only the amount you spend, but because of what you stand for and what you did that no one else was willing to do. Wolf told Navarro, and in my pocket, on behalf of Miracle Body and Paint of Fox San Antonio, this, my friend, is for you. He handed him $1,000 in cash, and Navarro said he helped Stipp because it reminded him of his late mother. So there's a feel-good story of the day, just a simple act of kindness, and he happened to get rewarded for that one, so that was pretty cool. All right, so we've got Manny Febre in studio here and David Ringo on the phones. So David, I want to go back to you. Tampa Bay Business Journal's Fast 50 last year, you ranked, I believe it was number 8, and you're continuing to grow. What are you guys seeing out there in the community?
Well, I'll tell you, you mentioned the Fast 50, and it's kind of crazy, but we just got on that list again, and we got on the Inc. 5000 again. But
Nice.
what I'm seeing is some real strange. Usually this time of year we're planning going to banquets and getting awards and stuff, and this year there's no such thing. So it's you're going to get a trophy mailed to you and go that way. But you mentioned the Fast 50. I don't know where we're going to be this year. I don't see us being as high as 8 as we were last year, but we're at least on the list this year. We're very thankful for that and so on. But I guess the one thing that I want to bring up is everybody talks about referrals and how important that is, and we just rolled out, and you can find it on iOS and Google Play on any platform, whether you have Android or Apple products. You can download our app, and within that app, you can refer people. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can watch your system monitoring on our app. You can do all kinds of things. But I just wanted to throw those in there real quick. But what we're still seeing, and I think this has been a consistent theme from us when we come in the store or come into the show with you, is we seem to continually have to re-educate people and consumers on what they're being told, and as far as production and cost and so on. We hear so many horrible things out there, and we just literally are re-educating people, because sometimes we're the fourth person in a home, and the same 3 people ahead of them have told them the same thing, and it's just absolutely wrong. So what's crazy is you're a minority of the group of the 4, right? That's trying to tell them that, listen, that's not right. And you got 3 other people telling them it's the right thing, and it's just, listen, we've been in the industry long enough, we've been around long enough that I try to make sure that people understand. So it's re-education of bad information is what we're seeing, and I just don't know how to get around that, Brandon. That's a continuing crisis in our industry, because then people will have a system that's not sized enough, or it costs too much, or they didn't get the right product or whatever. And so we're seeing that more than anything. But I will say the interest level, like this weekend, was insane. We had so many emails and phone calls just this weekend, and I think it's that time of year where people are seeing the higher electric bills. They're seeing that the end of the year is within, within a quarter of a year almost, and they're like, listen, if we're going to get this tax credit this year, we need to start moving. So we're seeing a lot of interest, but we also, like I said, we're seeing a lot of people that are not educated in the right information, and so that combination, we're trying to get in front of as many people as we can just to share the right information.
That's the challenge. Bad information's out there in any industry. There's good, better, and best, and that's one of the things we take great pride in, is vetting the folks that we bring on the air with us to make sure they are the best, and ranking in their their top 1% or their top 5% in their business. So yeah, David, you look at it. There's always bad advice out there. There's bad. It's we find it in real estate very often, especially some of the newbies just trying to act as if they've been there, and try not to let the seller or the buyer know that they're kind of novice at this game, but unfortunately it's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's in every industry. And I don't remember how long we've been on your show, but I just don't remember what awards we had when we come in here. It just seems like, I think you kind of were a catalyst. I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like once we got on your show, the awards started coming. So if anybody's considering coming on, being part of your show and so on, they should let them talk to me, Brandon, because you put together a great platform that allows us to get out there and educate the people like we're talking about. And I very much appreciate you letting us come on the show as often as we do, and being part of this. I always want to say that, and I never get a chance to, so I want to take the time now to say that. So
I appreciate that, David. Yeah, I really do.
Absolutely.
That's great, and it's always a pleasure working with you guys as well. Let's jump into our lightning round. We're going to close out the show strong here with top tips, nuggets of advice, and parting words of wisdom from our expert contributors here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, let's go back here in studio. Manny, Febre, top tips, nuggets of advice.
Yeah, if you're listing a home and you're a realtor, just make sure you pay that that $125 that we have for your photos and your drone photos. And if you're feeling a little froggy, we got a package that's $250 and it has the Matterport and the photos and the drone photos. And then now that we're jumping into this new industry, anybody that does need drone mapping or any type of progressive monitoring as far as like photos and things of that sort, we're here for you. We like to call ourselves the easy button of real estate photography because we're seamless. We got an automated system. We got a new website coming, an app coming. So we're ever evolving to bring value to your businesses.
That was easy. Is that what the button says?
That's what I used to hand out at the brokers meetings. I used to hand out those red buttons that said easy, so they remember us for being easy.
Yeah, good job, buddy. That's good stuff. And also host of, we got David Ringo, 3D Solar, host of Solar Power Hour. Final thoughts, David?
Man, listen, I would just tell everybody just to do your due diligence, with a contractor, because we've seen so many things out there. And like you said about the newbies in the industry, there's a lot of guys that are coming in the industry saying, my company's been around in this area for 10, 12 years. And I can assure you there's only been a handful been around that long. But what you're seeing is a lot of companies that are electrical companies that say they've been doing business in this area, which they have been as electricians, but not as solar. And they say, listen, we've been doing business for 15 years or 12 years in this area, but they just got into solar like last year. So I would say the one thing I would tell them, say, what's your oldest referral that you have? What's your longest standing referral? I shouldn't say oldest because that could be misconstrued.
Yeah.
But give me a referral that you've had for 5, 6, 8 years. And some that go back more than 3 years. And I would challenge them to ask for those referrals that are longer than, because we have them, and not everybody's going to have them because everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
But if they tell you they've been around for a while, ask for those referrals that have been around for a while, and you'll see quickly that not many people can produce those. So do your due diligence and make sure they've been around for a while and that they're Florida-based and that they're going to be here. So that's what I would say.
All right, good stuff. My tip for today is talking about self-awareness. It's so important today to know who you are and to really study who you are. Find out, what you are. We read all these books. We study negotiation. We study all these different areas. But how well do we really know ourselves? And that's so important in your step towards success and riches. And here's a couple great quotes. Ben Franklin said, there are 3 things extremely hard: steal, diamonds, and to know oneself. Okay, so that's Ben Franklin. Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So how well do you really know yourself, right? That's one of the keys that I would say as a takeaway today in the lightning round. The most important person in the world to study is yourself, the same one you look in the mirror every day, because it's the only one that you're going to live with the rest of your life, right? Guaranteed to live with. So self-awareness is and a lot of times people say, oh, well, you find that friend or that person, maybe somebody that you fired or tried to work with you, and it was always someone else's fault. Oh, that boss said this, that person said that. They're probably deflecting, right? So find out what is your self-awareness. What are your strong suits? What are you not as good at? Focus on your self-awareness, learn about yourself, and ask yourselves to reflect inside, hey, this is something I might want to get better at. This is something I want to improve on. So, hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors today. Thanks to all of our team, our production, our listeners, our viewers out there, everybody doing a great job. We greatly appreciate you tuning in here. And as we always finish the show, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.